Okay, Hayes, you live?
Yes.
I'm live as well. What is up, everybody? If you are joining us here on YouTube, hello, how are you, you sexy beasts? And if you're here joining us on Twitch, once again, hello, you sexy beasts. Today we have some very special guests. We have the Bunnyhod of Steel. The Hood of Steel is, don't worry, you will be able to get to know who the Bunnyhod of Steel is today. And we'll be asking them some challenging questions. But I have a little bit of news for you right now. The Purveyor, starting from the 29th of August to the 3rd of September, will be having another legendary sale. So make sure you've got your script save up because it's not that far away. In fact, it's only a couple of days away. It's on the Thursday, August 29th, until the Tuesday, September the 3rd. So keep your legendary script because it's another 25% off legendary item sale, which is going to be awesome. Also, if you haven't found out yet, but you're watching the show, Vault Raids are now on consoles for everybody. They've come from the PCs and they are now on consoles. So you can go ahead and join up with your mates, level 50 and above, and get them going. But, ladies and gentlemen, I do believe it's time that we get past our little intro here and get to the meat, the bacon within our mac and cheese, the, I don't know, Queen Mother to my Prince Charles. I don't know because I'm not really a big fan of the royal family. But, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring out right now four people who are probably some of the creepiest people I've ever met on Fallout just because they wear really big hoods. It's the Bunnyhod of Steel. So, guys, do you want to come out and join me on the couch and, of course, the stool that I've set up for you guys?
Absolutely. Hey,
Oh, God,
everybody.
there we go. Out come the bunnies.
How's everyone
Hello,
doing
everybody.
I am not bad. How are you guys?
tonight? Yeah, I'm doing good
Fantastic. Thanks for
Well,
myself.
having
I'm
us.
great.
Well, the funny
I'm
thing
doing
is,
pretty
we've
good.
got three very creepy, very scary bunnies and one man who looks like Elder Maxim himself. This
So
is
there's
going to
there's
be
a
very
there's a little
interesting.
reason for that. There's a little reason for that. We'll get
Oh,
into
there
that
is.
later.
We will get into that
There
later.
is.
But I do actually have some topics that I want to cover with you guys today. And like a sensible host, I have them written down on a, well, not on a cue card because you'd be able to see a cue card, but I have them written down right here in front of me. But let's just kick this off by, for the people out there who are watching who don't know what the Bunnyhood of Steel is, do you guys want to go ahead and plug who they are? Well, who you
Yeah,
are.
Wasteland, dude. You want to take the floor on this one?
Yeah, I got this one. We're the Bunnyhood of Steel. You can find us on Twitter at the Bunnyhood. Basically, we're just a group of friends that got together. Llama came up with this great idea when Easter hit and the bunny helmets came out. He just blurted out the Bunnyhood of Steel, and I was like, that's genius. That is genius, dude. He's like, we are the Bunnyhood of Steel from here on out. And we started recruiting people, and we go around and we do events together. We like helping people and seeing low levels and just running up to them in a group, all wearing our bunny helmets and showering them with gifts and just doing what the bunny hood does. Preserving technology in the carrots.
Preserving technology and into carrots. Now, carrots in these games are like highly radioactive. That's got to be a weird thing for a bunch of, well, bipedal bunnies that have formed some form of technological coalition to try and, force upon themselves. I mean, come on, man. Are you really going to eat those carrots?
Oh yeah,
Well,
sure. We
I mean,
boil them and make them soup.
Oh,
absolutely.
good
Plus,
point.
plus, have you ever heard of the pre-war comic, the Ninja Turtles?
Yes, the Teenage
I
Mutant
mean,
Ninja
come on.
Turtles.
Yeah, we're basically just the turtles in bunny form.
So what? You've all got you're all named after different Renaissance artists and sculptors.
No, we're all super cool
No,
ninjas that eat pizza.
Oh right, you're all super. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
just
Carrot
just
pizza.
not pizza.
Carrot pizza.
Carrot
Carrot
pizza.
pizza.
That is a weird thing. But, ladies and gentlemen, there is the Bunnyhood, and I have some very pressing questions for them because recently, over on Fanbyte, they had a entire section written about them, and it gave a little bit of backstory into who the Bunnyhood are, and within it, I saw that the Bunnyhood plan on fighting a all-out war with the Bearclave on private servers. Now, of course, we do know that private servers will be coming as things outside apparently start fighting already. But do you guys want to give us a little bit of that juicy little off run that you get when you're making that sweet limoncello? That is what will be happening when private servers come around for you guys, and obviously for the Bearclave.
Llama, you want to take this one?
Anyone can take it. I don't mind.
Okay, yeah, so basically, like, we had a plan, like, that if it got big enough and, we started a Discord where people could join and choose a faction of their liking, like the Bearclave or the Bunnyhood, and, ultimately, we couldn't wait for private servers. We're really excited at the thought of it, of creating content like all-out wars between the Bunnyhood and the Bearclave, and, and we're hoping that along the way, Bethesda, releases some faction-based events. That would be nice, But yeah, that's ultimately the goal,
So, forgive me. Can you hear me now? I was choking on a carrot there.
Oh, that's perfectly fine, and that's also an innuendo within itself.
Yeah, yeah. So, elaborating upon what he said, have you ever seen Lord of the Rings?
No, I have not seen Lord of the Rings for the fact that I was playing the rescue music when I went to rescue one of you earlier.
Well, basically, the whole principle behind the idea of an all-out war is how ridiculous would it be to just see a whole bunch of bunnies and a whole bunch of bears attacking each other in a wide open field in a Fallout game. Wrap your brain around that.
I swear to God, if I saw that happening, I would question A, what drugs I'm on, B, what drugs the government has put me on, and C, how many drugs am I supposed to take to not see this anymore. It appears we have some sort of audience interference.
Right?
It may be a Bearclave member out there.
Oh, it might be. You never know.
Damn dirty Bearclave.
What better way to try and get you, which is when you're on a talk show.
Completely unexpected.
Oh, you never know.
Is this the Wasteland equivalent of throwing tomatoes at someone? Is that kind of what this is?
I think so, because you apparently appear to be being hit by plasma weapons. Or ultrasight. I couldn't really tell which one that was. I will have to watch the playback. But apparently everybody's blowing up. That's pretty funny. If I had a fat man on me or access to a nuclear missile silo, I would nuke this set right now just to get rid of him. But
why not?
Oh,
I do believe, and I don't know if you actually mind me giving out this information, but when I read the article, it was pointed out that the Bunnyhood and the Bearclave are actually the same people.
That is correct.
That is 100% correct.
Very,
Absolutely.
very true.
So
I would have denied that, but yes, it's correct.
Yeah.
So what you're telling me is that you want to fight yourselves.
When the Bearheads came out, it was only right to start a rival faction with the Bearclave, and we thought, what better way to spice up the community than to have this little beef between factions? And to touch on earlier, what I said was the joint Discord where we had people join, which is actually we're growing in numbers after today. We had a really busy day on the Discord, but yeah, people get to choose their factions and side up with who they want to side with, and now it's turning into more than we thought it was gonna. That's for sure.
Well, on that route, are there going to be any other factions you bring in apart from the Bunnyhood of Steel and the Bearclave, or is it just those two main factions?
Right now, actually, the funny thing is it inspired some of the other community to start their own factions.
Yeah,
it's incredible. There's the followers of Owl Apocalypse.
Yes, I've seen them. That was pretty funny.
Yes. Yeah,
Great
there's
stuff.
talent companies out there. There's a lot of factions out there.
That's bringing back an old one. That Talon Company is what? Fallout 3, but I'm pretty sure they're in Fallout 2 as well.
3. Yeah. Yes.
I vastly approve of that, because the Talon Company was one of the fun things where if you were a dick in the game, the Talon Company would come after you, and then you just murder them all, get a free bunch of assault rifles and combat armor at a very low level. It was awesome.
At a very low level, yeah, I remember that.
So that's
Sandman a lot.
That's pretty interesting. That from creating two factions that are basically yourselves. You've spawned the followers of the Owl Apocalypse, which is such a fun thing to say. And even, the Talons are back. That's bloody impressive.
It's awesome because coming into this thing, right? The whole thing was like we just want to have fun. We want other people to have fun. And what other way to like get everybody to group up than by putting on an individual mask and just being in a group? You know what I'm saying? It's because it's the idea behind the bear clave or the bunny hood that is what gets people going and it makes them want to be a part of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with that.
So how many members are you guys currently up to?
I have not looked within the past hour. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, there's 12 or 13 core members that play daily. We're together almost every day. And then now we have anywhere from 30 to 40 joining on different consoles. And like I said, it's blowing up bigger than we expected or anticipated.
Yeah.
See, you get to do something that I wish I only A, had the time for, and B, had the ability to do, which is open a full-on postal service on every version of the console, because right now, in a lot of the time in my free time, I will go around to just random players and drop off like healing items or medical items or screw it. One time I just walked around and dropped off a guy a bunch of Nuka Shine. I was like, see you in a bit, have a bunch of fun. But it would be so much fun to just, like, I bump into the post office all the time, and I have a bunch of pictures saved up of me, like, saluting the post office and stuff, and if I could open a postal courier service on Fallout, that'd be the funniest thing ever.
So here's what's great, man. Like, there's nothing better than when we see somebody coming out of that vault. We're on PlayStation 4, right? We get the beautiful advantage of having this wonderful area chat system. The audio may be a little garbage from time to time, but someone's new coming fresh out of the vault. We can all just go to area chat and just stand around the vault entrance and wait for them to spawn up. And just drop a bunch of stuff for them and the reaction they have. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
It's great.
It is. That's one of my favorite parts about games. I love running into low-level people.
Probably the creepiest way to exit a vault ever, with just a bunch of weird bunny-hooded members standing around going, we've got some free items for you. And then you're just like, right, okay. Do I have to wear the hood?
It certainly makes for a great and unique experience, especially if it's your first time coming out the vault. Like,
damn right.
New character. They did not see that coming. I can tell you that.
And the thing is as well, because you guys are basically dedicated probably like 90% of your time to helping out people in the wasteland, it is... See, this is something that I've had conversations of people on Reddit all the time when talking about like vendor prices and how you should behave in the game. And by you guys doing this, you are putting in this kind of... You're showing off that the community of Fallout is not just some weird troll dickbags that just walk around and try and blow up your camp or kill you or do all this stuff that people used to do at the beginning of the game. And through that, you're like creating this environment that they experience something that's fucking awesome, and then they will go away to their mates and be like, yeah, these guys with massive bunny heads on came in and gave me a bunch of free stuff and really helped me early out in the game. You should really get the game just in case you bump into them. And then, you bring more people into Fallout. And I've heard people online, saying, nah, you shouldn't be helping low-level people out or anything like that. You should be just, staying away from all this kind of stuff. And I have to 100% completely and utterly agree with you. As a giant, creepy mole man jumps onto the stage, but helping people out in this game is probably way better than anything you could possibly do. And the fact that we as a community managed to shock Bethesda themselves because they were expecting us to just have massive fights, but we were like, hey, you've got that thing over there. Do you want to trade for it? And, and it's really nice to see people actually creating a community in the game and helping out other players, because I know from the get-go when I played this game, I bumped into one guy who had somehow reached level 100 within like 2 days of the game coming out, and he was like, dude, I've been farming Stimpaks. There you go, there's 50 Stimpaks. And I was like level 3, and I was like, woof, and that carried me for like 20 levels. It's so good. But of course, there are some other topics that I do want to cover. Now, of course, I mentioned the private servers, but there is one thing that is going to be interesting. So we know that when the Wastelanders DLC drops, there will be factions in that. Now, we know that there's going to be 2 main factions and then a bunch of little factions. We don't know who the little factions are, but we know that the main factions are the Settlers, which are the people who have come back to Appalachia to settle it, and the Raiders, which are the people who are coming back to just be dicks and basically shoot everything in sight. Are you, if private servers happen to come out around the same time or maybe after, are you going to find a way to incorporate that element of the fact that there'll be new, there'll be new chat systems with the whole, like the dialogue trees. There will be a ton of new content. There will be factions that rival your own. Hell, the Brotherhood themselves might come back, or the Enclave. Do you think with private servers, because you have this massive control over what goes on the server, do you think you're going to try and find a way to incorporate your faction and the Bearclave themselves into it, or would you rather cut out that section of it and just focus more on the war between the Bearclave and, of course, the Bunnyhod?
Wow, that's a good question.
Really good question.
I don't fool around on this. I might be an idiot on my YouTube videos, but I'm a sensible wise man when it comes to this chat show.
My answer to that is we didn't make it that far. We didn't get that far yet, but I mean, if there's a will, there's a way. That's how I look at it.
Absolutely, yeah. No, what I have to say about that is just basically we'd be foolish not to try to figure out a way to incorporate it. Right, because it's only going to further the narrative of the story that's being told. We're playing off of the narrative of the story that's been told, so why not incorporate it?
Exactly.
And I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes because we are always sharing ideas with each other on making new content. We don't want to repeat ourselves and just keep posting the same things or doing the same things. So sure, I'm going to say sure. I don't see why we wouldn't.
Well, it definitely would be interesting to see, because you've got the Bearclave and the Bunnyhod, and then of course you've got their, I guess you could say their opposites, their counterparts, which are the actual Brotherhood and the actual Enclave. So would there be a whole thing of maybe the Bearclave and the Enclave teaming up, or the Bunnyhod and the Brotherhood teaming up? That'd be because you could probably create your own quest lines in a way. So
it couldn't happen. No, it would never happen. Bunny
No.
and Bearclave, two different opposing ideologies.
Yeah, if anything, the Bearclave joins the Enclave.
That's what I was talking about. Would the two different? That was my question. Would the Bearclave and the Enclave join forces, and would the Bunnyhod and the Brotherhood join forces to fight each other?
Oh, clearly, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, they're equally, their ideologies are the same. You know what I'm saying? There's maybe a few things here and there that we take liberties with, but as does any good faction of the Steel. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure my fellow bunnies around me could attest to the words that I speaketh.
Yeah.
Well, that's a very interesting way to put it. Now, funnily enough, I did actually have written down here, what is the Bunnyhod's weapon of choice? Now, we know that the Brotherhood are mainly laser weapon or energy weapon based, and we know that the Enclave are mainly plasma based. So, you've got your laser versus your plasma. Does the Bunnyhod have any specific weapon set? Do they follow the same mantra as the Brotherhood themselves, or do we mix and match with everything?
Howie, you want to answer this one?
I'd say that each bunny is an individual, and everyone brings their A game to the table. And I'd say no, we do not have a signature weapon.
Right. Well, so there's no recruit basement weapons. So if someone is recruited by the Bunnyhod or joins the Bunnyhod, they aren't given basic Bunnyhod power armor. Combat armor and a laser pistol or a laser rifle.
I mean, you'll get the armor, but whatever weapons you want to use, that's up to you.
We're very liberal in what we give away as far as our weapons and armor, because at least the core of us have had our character set, and there's only a few little bit changes that we've needed to do. So if we get a weapon and you need a weapon that's better than yours, just we'll give you a weapon. No worries. We don't have a direct, distinct like loadout that we give any individual on entry of the Bunnyhood.
The core members of it.
It don't matter what you use, as long as you're willing to fight.
Exactly.
What was that, Howie?
I was going to say the core members, everyone that I know very well right now. I know we're growing, but I know what Wasteland Dude, I know what ammo he likes, so I stockpile it for him, and I know what most of the bunnies use, and we all take care of each other, and so yeah, whatever weapon you want to use, man, go for it.
So it is, in fact, a true brotherhood of bunnies.
It is.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
And a sisterhood.
Yeah.
That is true.
Well, I don't know what a female rabbit is called. If it has a specific name, is it a hare? I don't know.
I don't know. Good question.
Yes, I should brush up on my.
We're a little hairy. We're all a little hairy around here.
That's true. Looking at Maxon right there on the chair by himself with his big, beautiful beard.
It is beautiful, isn't it?
It is, and I'm glad that I'm glad that he accepted the Brotherhood fatigue, because you all look really smashing in your Brotherhood style. I think it really does suit. The head is really creepy. The bunny head is really creepy, but I don't know. It just works for some reason. And the eyes follow you around the room. I'm watching my screen right now, and I'm trying to move in and out and away from the microphone and look back and forward, and those eyes just follow you constantly. It's really creepy.
You're right.
Hypnotoad.
That's because the Bunnyhood's always watching.
Always.
The Bunnyhood's always watching. Well,
I see 3 bunnies in the audience.
Yes, there are. We are actually joined by bunnies in the audience. I will say this though. So currently, I don't know how many people we have on Twitch, but right now with us on YouTube, we have about 9 people watching. And I don't know if they are all Bunnyhood members. If they are, if they're not, is there actually a way that the people can go and check out the Bunnyhood online outside of Fallout?
Yeah, so if you just go on to the Twitter and do @thebunnyhood, it'll take you directly to our page, and there's actually a link to our Discord if you want to come and join and be a part of the Bunnyhood or be a Bear Clave member. Yeah, that's really about it.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Yeah, that's what we got.
Well, there we go. What we'll have to do is we'll have to throw up an infographic giving people a good link to that, and I will make sure to put it in the description down below when this entire thing is edited together into a full, proper episode. But there is a little bit of meat that I want to get to with inside this rabbit pie that we have going on right now, and that is vault raids. Have you guys done any?
We have.
Yes.
You are very lucky, because I have not, and I have absolutely no one to do it with, because most of my time is spent making content for YouTube, so I don't have a lot of time. I barely have enough time to play Nuclear Winter most of the time. Tell me about what's been going on in the vault raids, because I'm desperate for some information on this.
Well, do you wanna take this, Ruck, or would you like me to talk for a minute?
I can answer. I can sum it up. Yeah, it's a vault raid. It's 3 levels. Requires a lot of teamwork. I don't want to spoil too much, so I'm going to keep it as spoiler free as I can.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Keep it
So
salty
basically,
free too, if you would too, please.
You got it, sir. There's 3 different rooms, 3 different levels of this vault raid. Requires a lot of teamwork. Waves of enemies, high level enemies. Decent amount of loot. You could find some flux inside and legendaries in each room. And then you get to an end game boss, and basically you got to restart. You got to. It's flooded, so you got to drain the water out, and you got to restart everything up. And it requires a lot of teamwork. It's difficult, it's challenging, but it's fun if you have the right people with you.
Well, that actually just sounds like a bunch of fun. I managed earlier, just before. Basically after I'd woken up at 7 o'clock in the morning, I found on Twitter a man had gone through with his team, and the legendary weapon he got given at the end was a drill.
Yep, this is not a drill.
That was
not a drill.
It was absolutely beautiful, and it was it said "Thanks, Todd" next to the drill, and it was hilarious. I mean, you guys have obviously been through it. What kind of what kind of gear have you come out with?
We all got 3-star legendaries. I got a piece of armor. I can't remember exactly what it was. Somebody got one of our members got a good weapon. You know, a good roll on a weapon. I mean, we got it was guaranteed 3-star at the end of it.
We got decent loot. We got decent junk out of it. Now you will hear people because I made a joke, the whole salty thing, and that's just because you will hear a lot of people hating on it because it is tough. It's a challenge. It's meant for the end game people that have the resources to just throw away. It's the people that we're bored. You know what I'm saying? We're grinding all the time. We're hoarding all this stuff. What are we doing with this stuff? Well, we're going to a vault raid. And we're gonna get through it. And I tell you what, on novice, it's like definitely do it on novice a few times, because that's
get a hang of it.
Yeah, get a hang of it, because it's tough. It is definitely tough. It's a challenge, but worth it. I think. You like having a good time with your friends. You like a challenge. Definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Well,
and we should definitely mention ammo scrap bulk. Ammo scrap bulk.
Ammo
nice.
And
Yeah.
it's 10
Loaded.
like it's a bunch of stuff. It's 10 steel, 10 10 adhesive, 10 lead, like just a bunch of stuff.
That
was
actually
cool.
sounds beautiful.
Yeah, they gave it to you halfway because there's like a little pause moment between the rooms. And there's like a tinker's bench. Yeah, a little hub station so you could, repair your stuff and get ready for the next set of rooms. Yeah.
It actually sounds like they've thought this through instead of just building like 3 levels straight back to back where you're going to fight continuously.
Yeah, this is not the burrows.
It's not the burrows, but the enemies are on a respawn thing because you're doing challenges here. There's a puzzle to it. You know what I'm saying? It's not just you kill the enemies, then you can solve the puzzle. It's like those enemies will respawn. Except like the basic lower level enemies, right? Like if you see a Myler Queen, she's not gonna just automatically respawn, but you get what I'm getting at, right?
Yeah. Instead, it's kind of like zombies from Call of Duty and stuff like that. They're on a set wave.
It's kind of funny because me and a few members were talking about how it reminded us of zombies, Derby and Sam, to other Bunnyhood members. We were just talking about, wow, this kind of reminds us of zombies a little bit.
I got to admit, I'm not really a big fan of most of the modern Call of Duties, but the zombies mode is probably the best thing about it. And the fact that Bethesda have somehow created this with inside Fallout that makes me want to play it even more. I wish I had the time to play it.
Well, if you ever want to play it, the Bunnyhood will always take you on a tour. I'm sure we could get some.
My guy is not created for dealing damage or taking damage, so I would probably die extremely quickly.
That's okay.
Yeah, we got you.
Plus,
we got you. We got stem packs. We got some drugs for you. We got you. Man.
Yeah, most of the time.
That goes for anybody out there. You need a hand, just holler at us. We'll see what we could do.
Most of the time that I would have to play this would be like stupid time AM in the morning, because we're currently right now at 1:30 in the morning for me, even though we're about 7:30 for you guys over there in America. So a lot of the times that I have to play things like Nuclear Winter or hell, even the Vault 94 raid will be at a stupid o'clock in the morning, so like my ability to make decisions will be gone.
Nice.
Stupid o'clock in the morning. I've never heard that. I like
stupid o'clock in the morning.
As long as you can walk, you can get it done.
Oh, well, if I can walk and get it done, that's perfectly fine. If there's a ledge or like a thing on a roof for me to jump on and shoot from above, I will do that, because I mean, can you take your mutations in with you and all that kind of stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, no,
yeah. So you're just taking it's nothing like Nuclear Winter or anything, right? It's you and your team.
Whatever you got, you're taking.
You're taking it. You walk into Vault 94. Team leader goes to the terminal, hits the button, opens the door. Everybody walks in, goes to another terminal, read the stuff, and then start the process. Pay attention though. It's teamwork, and there's some codes that like you have to know that are displayed if you paid attention. So.
Well, they do say teamwork makes the dream work.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Do you know what? I definitely think I will have to check these out at some point with you guys. Probably, in fact, later today if you guys aren't doing anything, because after this, I'm probably just going to hang around and drink some rum for a bit and do absolutely nothing, because my brain is fried. I've been up since 7 in the morning in six.
Nice.
No, not even in 6 hours. In 5.5 hours, I will still be up and I will have been awake for 24 hours straight because I'm an idiot. Everything getting prepped for you guys.
I'm sure we could piece together a team for you.
Probably. It would be very interesting because I don't know how this hasn't happened already, but like when nukes were introduced to the game, people found an immediate way to like glitch the way all the way to the end. When the burrows came out, people found out that it was too easy and you could also glitch your way right to the end. I'm surprised people haven't found a way to glitch this entire process already.
It's because it's instanced. That's why. I'm sure they'll find some way to do it, but I'm sure the reason why it hasn't been done already is because of the fact that it's instanced, right? Like, nobody can just come into it and mess anything up. Your team is loaded into your own instance. So I give them kudos for what they're trying to do. They just need to get test servers. And
yes, that is a big thing that I've seen everybody.
Not even public. I don't even care about public test servers.
Private test servers, yeah.
Servers for your own people.
I mean,
That's all I want.
I'm pretty sure Bethesda have done private test servers for things before.
I don't know, maybe.
I'm not sure.
I swear I've been on a private test server for Bethesda things before. Probably not. Probably once again my brain on the fritz because Jesus Christ.
If it was anything ESO, it wasn't exactly the same Bethesda that's doing this.
Yes.
That's what I was going to ask if it was ESO.
It might have been. I cannot remember. Like, sometimes I do forget some of the stuff. Like, I'm pretty sure I forgot to ask 1 or 2 questions, which is a good reason I wrote them down. Seriously, if you don't write stuff down in this game, you just completely and utterly mess your entire brain up.
We take screenshots around here.
Oh, yeah, no, that's a good idea. I do actually have written down here. We covered it earlier at the beginning, but we've had more people join us now. I want to know what it was actually like to be covered by Fanbyte, because we talked about the things that went on with Fanbyte, and we didn't really cover about what happened and how this entire thing with Fanbyte came about. And by the way, the people in the audience who don't know what Fanbyte is a website about gaming, and you're probably thinking, oh, it's one of those websites where they just trash gamers and all that kind of stuff. No, the article was actually very well written. I cannot remember the author of it. You guys can probably remember the author of it, and you can tell me in a second. But the author of it actually put in a lot of effort. I saw a hell of a lot of good stuff in there, and it's definitely worth a read. In fact, I had both Howie and Llama send it to me, which are 2 members of the Brotherhood we have on stage right now. They sent me the article themselves multiple times, I'd like to add, which was pretty funny, even though I'd read it after Howie had sent it me once. I'm pretty sure Howie sent it me again, and then I had Llama send it me like a day after. But it's a really good read, so I highly suggest that if you're not following the Bunnyhod on Twitter, go follow the Bunnyhod on Twitter. You guys have actually got it linked on Twitter, don't you? You've posted about it?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So do you want to tell me like how that came about? How this entire article about basically an in-game bunch of dudes wearing bunny heads managed to get onto a gaming website?
First, I want to say the author was Jack Yarwood.
There we go.
At Jack G Yarwood. Jack G Yarwood. That's his Twitter handle.
Go show that guy some love, everybody in the audience.
Yeah, definitely.
Dude, yeah, definitely. Show that guy some love because it was very well written. Honestly, one day I woke up to do the daily morning routine that every bunny does, and I opened up the Twitter message, and there was this gentleman asking if he could have more information about us and potentially write an article. And I asked the rest of us if that's something that they would all be interested in doing, and we all agreed, as the Bunnyhod does. And yeah, questions were asked, they were answered, things were done, articles were written.
I had no idea he was even for Fanbyte until the article was released.
Yeah, oh, wow.
None of us knew.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know.
None of us knew. None of us asked. Honestly, none of us really cared who he was writing for or anything like that. It's like we didn't ask for any of that. Like, he came to us because if he was genuinely interested in the Fallout community and things going on in the community, and he thought the idea of what we do with the Bunnyhod and the Bear Clave was cool. Like, we think it's cool, and
I think it's cool.
It's kind of cool. Just a
Damn right.
random thought that turned into this. Such a beautiful thing.
Well, I know none of you actually knew that the guy was working for Fanbyte or anything like that, but I mean, just for a bloke to send you a message and say, "Hey, can I write an article about you?" How like, you've got to have thought this was a bit weird from the beginning.
Actually, no, I think we're all pretty excited. Yeah.
Yeah, I was excited the whole time. I thought I was very flattered anybody gave that much a crap about us to write something about us. I thought it was
even
great.
if it was a stupid little blog about nothing.
Yeah, we didn't know.
Had no idea.
Yeah, right on. Did he actually explain how he found out about the Bunnyhod?
You know,
No.
I probably should ask that. You know,
Yeah.
that's why you're interviewing us here.
Yeah, that
I don't
is.
recall any of that, so yeah.
Yeah. Nope.
Well, see, I'm doing my own version of an article on you instead of an article. It's chat show.
I love it. I feel like I'm on a late night talk show.
That's the entire principle behind it. Well, it's bloody late night for me. It's actually early in the morning for me, so it's definitely a late night talk show. I've rattled this off as a talk show, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to label it as a late night talk show where we can get down and dirty and we can talk about all the nitty gritty things that you can't really talk about on primetime TV.
I would definitely be down for something like that.
Well, I do think I will have to have you back on the show at some time because it's actually been a lot of fun, and we are sadly coming to the end of our roughly 40-minute runtime, but we do have time to take questions from the audience. Now, we did have 2 questions in the YouTube chat. We had one that says, "Any news on pets?" I don't think that was directed at you guys. I think that was just directed as a general question. And I, for one, reading through a lot of the things that Bethesda post, have absolutely no idea about pets. I don't know if you guys have heard anything about pets, but as far as I know, pets are still a myth.
No, besides the dog armor and helmet like that you could find in the game, I haven't heard anything.
No, me neither. And the other question we had was, do you have any advice on vault raids? That's obviously aimed at you guys because I have not done a vault raid.
I could answer this. Yeah, I could answer this really quick. Like Llama said, read your terminals, remember stuff. Make sure you check your notes because you're going to need passcodes. You guys just got to work together as a team, communicate, make sure you have a microphone, and go in there with lots of supplies. Ammo, health, stim packs, rataways.
And take screenshots.
Take a lot of pictures.
Screenshots.
No, and I mean screenshots about the codes and things. Just anything like that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
Just
and
kick-ass
take
screenshots.
pictures. Of course, take pictures.
Yeah, take some kick-ass screenshots.
Don't get lost.
Well,
Okay, so if you think you're getting lost, look at the wall and everything is actually labeled. Whether it's covered with something, it's labeled. Everything is labeled. You just have to look. So just eyes out.
Pay attention. Yeah.
Buddies are always watching.
That's actually some pretty good advice. And it probably would have helped the person who on Twitter said they tried to solo a vault raid and lasted about 5 minutes, which is impressive.
Yeah, impressive, but good luck with that.
Yeah.
I know people are trying it, and I know some people on Twitter and Reddit I've seen have done it.
That's,
so it's
possible. I would give you a round of applause for that if it would not mass up the audio. But the audience right now, which I've just panned around to, and there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people and a bunch of bunnies on chairs. Hey, there was even someone in the background in the stairs. Now, don't know how many of them we actually have in chat, but the ones that we have, to unmute your microphones if you have any questions about the stuff we've talked about or any questions just in general. Please go ahead and ask them, and we will answer them to the best of our ability. Anyone at all?
How do you feel about the mole people to the south?
I had no idea there was more people to the south.
Abominations, yeah.
We had a mole person in here.
Oh, the mole man that we had on stage. Yeah, no, that guy freaked me the F out.
Is he associated?
Does nobody want to ask about how this guy is not wearing a mask? Nobody?
Yeah. That's a good question.
Well, that's a question that you've asked yourself, isn't it? So I guess you have to go ahead and answer it.
Yeah. What's the deal?
Well tempted. Do you want to tell them the secret? Do you want to let the cat out of the bag there, tempted?
Well, right off the front, I'm recruitment officer, but I'm also the elder.
Yeah, he's our elder posing as a recruitment officer. That way we can keep him protected. Nobody cares about the recruitment officer, but he's actually the elder.
Really nobody. Look at him. Look at him.
Well, we have just had a question from Combat Vet Gaming in the YouTube chat, which says, any requirements to joining?
Yes, don't be a jerk. That's my number one rule. Anybody else can add rules.
Yeah, don't be a dick.
All right, we've got don't be a dick.
As long as you're willing to help the fellow Wastelander.
Yeah,
and not be a dick.
We're actually talking about this. Like, is it a requirement to have a Bunnyhood helmet?
Yeah, is a Bunnyhood helmet something you are issued? Do you have to have it, or do you have to earn it?
Well, hopefully you have it.
So if we could, if we had the ability to give bunny helmets out, by all means, we would be doing that. But that's not a thing we can do. Maybe one day. Maybe that'll be something we could do with private servers and mods, right?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
That'd be nice.
Fingers crossed. But really, no. But yes, at the same time, like you know what I'm saying. We would like you to have a bunny mask. But if you just want to follow the idea of the bunny hood and be in our Discord and be all about it, by all means, do it.
Yeah. I mean, if you missed an Easter egg and you didn't get the bunny hood helmet, but you want to be a bunny hood,
we're not hating on nobody for none of that, because that was the thing that happened. Which sucks, which is a bummer. Fuck this to everybody. We love them, but I mean, you gotta tell them. You gotta tell them what's up sometimes.
Yeah, Combat Vet Gaming just asked, they don't supply the masks, and I had to tell him sadly, no, that you don't. It was that whole.
If we could give them away, we would. But
it was an Atom Shop thing, wasn't it?
Correct.
So it was an Easter event, right? So
it was the Deathclaw eggs, right?
Yeah, you had to log in.
I had like 7.
So you had to log in between specific times on specific days or whatever, and you would get the eggs. Once you got so many eggs on Easter, they revealed the bunny mask to you.
Yeah, I only got 3. I only got 3.
Yeah, we all had them.
We all had them.
Which is hilarious.
I was like, you wanna know, you guys? We're the motherfucking bunny hood of steel.
It's almost a Uncle Ben kind of story where you, instead of, your uncle died, it's more of with great eggs comes great hat responsibility.
That's right. That's right.
Exactly. Ad Caritas. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not seeing any more questions in the YouTube section. Do we actually, A, have anyone watching on Twitch, Hayes, and B, any questions from Twitch?
There are 3 on Twitch, and currently no questions. If you want to ask any questions, I'd suggest writing them now, guys.
Yes, I will give you a whole minute to ask some questions. But we do actually have other people in the party chat with us that I don't know if they have questions that they want to ask or anything like that. I haven't heard anything from them, but if they would like to unmute themselves, like I did mention earlier, you can go ahead and ask questions.
They're probably just bunnies.
They're probably just bunnies.
They're just bunnies.
It is quite an interesting audience that we've got here. We have a sheep squatch, 3 bunnies, what appears to be the elephant man in the back, and a witch.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing, though, right? Speaking of pets,
that guy could be a member of the Sackhead gang back there.
That's true. Yeah, that could be the Sackhead gang.
This is the thing. They were probably asking us about it, right? Because we've been in the works of developing new technology to be able to tame sheep squatches.
Interesting. Did you want to elaborate on that at any point?
No, it's super top secret. I don't
it's
even know
super
why
top
he's
secret. Right, okay.
What?
Well, that, I think, is where we are going to have to end it today. It is exactly 45 minutes since we began, and I try and let this thing run for 45 minutes. Sometimes I do run an hour, but that's probably a bad thing to do, especially with the fact that it's 1:45 a.m. and I'm shouting my guts off, so I'm probably keeping people awake. I'm cancelling the entire thing for audience questions. We're there. We're at the end of the show. It's time to say goodbye. It's time to let the Bunnyhood go and reproduce like bunnies do. It's time for me to go and probably eat and drink and rest and do other stuff because I have a lot of things that I have to prep for the next Monday to Friday kind of thing. But I will say this. Do you guys want to plug yourself one more time?
Yeah, so you can follow us at The Bunnyhood on Twitter. Once again, that is at The Bunnyhood. And from there we have a Discord link, bio in the description. All of the core members, all of the people that you should know are listed on that page too. If you would like to talk to any of us, just hit us up in the Discord. Ruck, Howie, Tempted, anything to say?
Thank you for having me and the group.
That's true. If anybody needs any help, any listeners, watchers, anybody, if anybody needs any help and you want to reach out to the Bunnyhood, be more than welcome. Don't be afraid at all. Just reach out and we will be willing to help in any way we possibly can.
We don't bite.
Yes, and like I said, and like Howie said, thanks for having us.
Hey man, it's been absolutely... I love the fact that Random Encounters is actually taking off. We're getting more viewers by the day. Hey, having you help promote me as well, that was pretty damn fucking awesome as well because, you know, we don't normally rake in as many views as we do, but thanks to you guys, we've raked in just that few extra today.
Hell yeah.
High five to everybody. High fives all around, everybody.
High fives all around.
High five.
But it is definitely time to say goodbye. So, do you guys want to say goodbye to the audience?
Goodbye, audience.
Goodbye, audience.
Good morning, good night.
Bye.
That was very on the nose. I'm going to say goodbye to the audience as well. So you guys at home know the drill. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe because I must plug myself always and every day. And make sure to tune in every Friday. That's every Friday at 12 p.m. GMT, which is about 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock, depending on where you are in America. We had some troubles with the Bunnyhood today. But make sure you tune in at those times where we will do and talk everything Fallout 76. But from me, it is goodbye. From the Bunnyhood, it is goodbye. And until the next time, stay awesome.
And don't forget, smash that like button and subscribe if you like what you saw.
Hell yeah, that's the perfect way to end it. Good night, everybody.